Absolute Radio is where you can hear Prince, Mumford and Sons,
I will wait for you,
and The Killers.
Can you read my mind?
Absolute Radio.
Where real music matters.
Absolute Radio is the home of rock and roll football. Barclays Premier League football commentary every Saturday afternoon.
There it is. What's that little bit there?
Do you want to call in and play that again? Because there was a little introduction that I think we missed. We may have been speaking over. If you want to call in again, mate, and play that again, that was fantastic. I don't think we can beat that. Let's have a little break, shall we?
Can this show get any worse?
Iain Lee. It's about love and life. And live radio wrestling matches. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
Hello, dear listener. Thank you, Ben Jones. Tick your radio diaries now. Tick your radio diaries. Now, so, after 6 weeks of what can only be described as mediocrity, I have decided that from now on, I am only going to give you the bloody best. Excuse my bad language, but I'm going to say it again. You're going to get the bloody best. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to pull my finger out of my anus and deliver the goods. Might be a bit smelly, but they're going to be the goods. You have my apologies for doing very, very, very poor shows last week. Poor shows! Poor shows. The thing is, some of you are so stupid, you probably thought the poor shows were good. You're so used to bland mediocrity, you probably thought the last 6 weeks were like really good. And compared to everything else, they are, like, really good. But I can do better, and I'm going to deliver it as from now. Eloise is off. She's going to Glastonbury Festival this weekend, so so she's taken the whole week off. I guess today she's out making sure she's got enough packets of blue Rizzlers to last her for the whole weekend. So stepping into her size 6, slightly heeled shoes, we have Macca Packer. Good evening, Macca.
Good evening.
There we go. That's the boy, and that's the... What a nice voice you have.
Oh,
very, very clear, very crisp. Hey, we've got a phone call already. Let's go for this. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Ladies and gentlemen, your listening pleasure. Little's answer to Vernon Kay, it's Iain Lee!
Thank you very much. Rob Beneda, who I saw at the weekend. Boy, he's let himself go since his girlfriend dumped him.
Oh,
boy,
dear.
he has let himself go.
See, is that a matter of days or months?
It's. I think it's maybe a couple of months. Oh, man alive, he's put on weight.
Was Rob the guy with the American lady?
Yes, and we're going to speak to the American... The American lady's been turfed out. For those who don't know, Rob Bonet is a regular irritant of the show. Really let himself go. Yvette is a hot American lady and they've kind of got in touch via this show. And we're going to have an update, but she's been kicked out of her apartment, I've learnt this week.
Ah.
She's been kicked out, or the rent's been put up to $2,000 a month, and she couldn't afford it because she didn't want to turn no tricks. So I don't quite know what the situation is there, but we will find out. So, Macca Packer, it's been weeks since we spoke to each other last. How are you?
I'm very well.
Good, we go. That's literally all we need to know. All we need to know. Very, very exciting couple of weeks coming up. Hopefully going to get Glenn Campbell on the show in the next couple of weeks, which would be awesome. Although I tried to buy tickets for his Royal Festival Hall gig, it sold out. And then the PR woman who's sorting out the interview, I emailed her just to say, just to let you know, I thought I'd get in touch personally. I'm a huge fan of Glenn Campbell. I know you're a bit unsure about the interview, but I promise you I've seen him in concert a few times, got loads of his records. It'll be done with humour, but with respect. By the way, I couldn't get any tickets for his concert, sold out. And she wrote back saying, don't worry, Ian, I'm a big fan of yours. I will definitely do my best to get him on your show.
Ah.
And that was it. No mention of the freebie tickets. No mention of the freebie tickets. No. But, listen, speaking to the man himself will be enough because he is a legend. And but I will keep trying for those tickets. Can't wait to get him on the show. Tomorrow, we're interviewing Jeff Garlin from... Well, if you don't know who Jeff Garlin is, then that's your problem. I'm not going to say any more than that. We'll play it out, hopefully at some point this week, maybe next week, but I'm not going to say any more than that. If you don't know who he is, then you don't need to know who he is. If you know who he is, you'll be sitting at home going, oh my God, Jeff Garlin? Jeff? Really? Oh, it's happening. It's happening tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Very excited.
It might be one of those sort of names where people won't recognise the name, but then see his face and be like,
if they know the show, they will know who he is. They will know
true.
Exactly who he is. So I'm not going to give these losers any clues. I've been giving them too many clues recently. And there's no time for clues. If you don't know who he is, you're going to have to do a bit of work. Okay, I'm going to do some more work, but dear listener, that means that you also have to do some more work. I went to a fantastic concert last night.
Where did you go?
Royal Festival Hall.
Yeah.
Ray Davies from the Kinks.
Nice, good start.
With the Crouch End Choir and the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wow.
He played all of the Village Green Preservation Society. Which is an album which is regarded as a Kinks classic. Not one of my favourite albums, if I'm honest. I think it's a little bit overrated. But with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, man, it was amazing! It was amazing!
Was it filmed?
No, it wasn't filmed. I'm hoping they must have recorded it.
Yeah.
Because it was such a... I was sitting there virtually knocking one out in the back. It was so... it was so sexy! So sexy! I was literally in the second from last row.
What you did, or what they were doing on stage?
I did. No, what they were doing was sexy. It was amazing. If you were there last night and you want to wallow in the fact that we shared a special experience in being in that room, 0330 123 1215, because it was very, so you go to concerts and concerts are good and some are a bit, go on a bit, and some like the Wonder stuff are utter tosh, but some of them you're sat there and from the first note you think this is actually going to be a magical evening.
Yeah.
And it was a magical evening last night. So if you were there last night at Royal Festival Hall, Ray Davies, 0330 123 1215, just phone up and just sit here and be smug with me. Would be smug with me because nobody else bought a ticket. Well, obviously, lots of other people did buy tickets, but those who didn't buy tickets didn't buy tickets. I think you take my point. In fact, we'll play a song from that album a bit later on, I think, if I remember, which I probably won't. So, sad weekend. Sad weekend because two kind of separate things have happened. Okay, someone has died and someone has quit their job. Now, this won't mean a lot to everybody, but I'm hoping the two separate things might somehow, one of them might resonate with her. The first one is my mentor in phone-in radio. One of the greatest broadcasters this country has ever seen has quit his job. Clive Bull from LBC, who's been there for 30 years, has quit his job. Now, listen, I've emailed Clive, and we are hopefully going to go out for dinner soon. I'm not going to go into his reasons. That's for him to do at a later date. All I will say is he's not ill, as far as I know, and it was his decision. So that's that. But Clive was my first ever job in talk radio, as opposed to being on XFM years ago, was filling in for Clive. And then we kind of became not a team, but we certainly bounced off each other a lot during the years at LBC. And it was when I found out, a friend of mine told me, and I went on to Digital Spy, and it was there, so it must be true. And they're all speculating like madmen. Well, he's been pushed. Well, he must be dying. Well, maybe so. You haven't got a clue, kids. Anyway. And it was, I found out, I think Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, one of the days.
Yeah.
And it was just like this real kind of weight. It's like the world had shifted on its axis ever so slightly. And this weight, this dark cloud descended upon me. Because he's like a constant.
Yeah.
The sun rises in the morning, and Clive Bull does the late nights on LBC, and he ain't doing it no more. Now, the good thing of this is, we're probably going to get a few more listeners. Tick your radio diaries now. Tick your radio diaries now. Because people will be listening to Anthony Davis going, hey, Anthony Davis, this guy's all right, but come on, he ain't no Iain Lee. Where is Iain Lee? He's on Absolute Radio from 11. Beautiful, we're in. And, we will get more listeners because people will, Anthony Davis is very, very good. He ain't as good as me, let's be honest. He ain't as good as me. And the people will scatter and we will get some new listeners. So that's great news for us.
It is.
But it's very, very sad for radio as a whole. So I thought tonight, we would celebrate. It's going to be a little bit geeky tonight, but I don't care. We can do this every now and then. We're going to celebrate radio greats and radio legends. And it doesn't necessarily need to be famous people. It might be someone who was presenting the drive time show on your local BBC radio station in 1984. If they clicked and connected with you in some way, 0330 123 1215, phone me up and to tell me who they were. That's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate the magic of radio legends. And, you know, where's... I was thinking this the other day. Where's Dave Lee Travis these days? The hairy cornflake?
I have no idea. I would like to be the person to give you the information you need.
No, well, you can't do that. And
But
I'm
I
hoping...
can't.
hey, Dave Lee Travis may be listening to this. I know that Tony Blackburn listens to this show.
Yeah?
Well, his daughter does. Well, she used to listen to me when I was on Drive Time in LBC. So that was 5 years ago, and it was on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm hoping that she and he do both listen. We used to have we had a Tony Blackburn impersonator phone us up for ages, and he weren't bad.
Yeah.
But then Tony Blackburn phoned up, and they were both on together. It was very, very funny. It was a lovely moment. Maybe you want to big up Tony Blackburn, who is... Tony Blackburn sort of become... has always been, actually, for a long time, a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
He's always working. He's working on about 4 different radio stations at the moment. One of the nicest people you're ever going to meet. One of the most passionate people about radio you're ever going to meet. He's a top bloke. And I would suggest you start getting those. 0330 123 1215. We should get Tony Blackburn on the show one night. In fact, I'm going to make that my mission, to get Tony Blackburn on the show one night, because the man is a legend. OK, so Act 1. We are discussing radio legends. People that moved you, people that inspired you, people that may have been crap, but you thought they were good. 0330 123 1215. The second thing, slightly more contentious. Brian Hoare died this weekend. Now, some of you will be going, who? Some of you know who it is instantly. And for those of you who are unsure, he was the guy who was protesting outside the Houses of Parliament for, I don't know, was he there for like 10 years or something? Protesting against lots of things. Iraq, Afghanistan, lots and lots of things. Now, I've seen him interviewed, never met the fella, seen him interviewed, driven past him loads of times. I would suspect that there were slight mental health issues there somewhere. Somewhere. He was a little bit bonkers, I would suggest. Don't know for sure, but from what I'd seen, I would suggest there's something. But I used to like the fact that he did it. I used to like the fact that he protested against the wars. Fair play. I used to love the fact that he used to annoy so many people. Oh, he was good at annoying people. And all he was doing was protesting. Very peaceful protest. Well done him for getting off his arse and doing that. Now, I don't know what his reasons were for doing that. I don't really care what his reasons were for doing it. I respect him for saying, do you know what, I don't agree with this, and so I'm going to make a stand. But he used to annoy people, like Boris. And well done for annoying those idiots. Congratulations, Brian. Now, he's passed on. He died of lung cancer. So a couple of things here. Firstly, what did you think of him? Were you a fan? Did you support? Did you ever speak to him? Loads of you will have driven past him. I know that. If you've been in London, you would probably have driven past him. Some of you may have spoken to him. If you did, what did you think of him? And also, if you just saw him on the telly, did you approve? Did you disapprove? Did you think he was a nuisance? I'm keen to know what the general kind of consensus was on him. 0330 123 1215 is the phone number. Also, this kind of brings us on to the broader subject of eccentrics. I want to celebrate Britain's great eccentrics. There used to be a fella, and I'm old enough to remember this guy. There used to be a fella who would march up and down Oxford Street with a sign saying, I think, was it eat more protein or eat less protein? I think it was eat less protein. Basically, fish made you horny. And that was the cause of all the world's ills. And he was selling like a leaflet for 2p. He's a famous sort of eccentric. And I remember a friend of mine bought this leaflet off him. Was it buy eat more protein or eat less protein? One of those, whatever he was saying you should do. The opposite of what he was saying you should do, made you horny and created bad vibes or something. If you saw this guy as well, 0330 123 1215. What on earth was it he was banging on about? I can't. He used to walk up and down Oxford Street with a big board, big sign on a stick. Famous guy. He's been on TV a few times as well, and he died. He must have died 10, 15 years ago. 0330 123 1215. So we're celebrating radio legends, and they could be people that only you remember, or they can be really famous people. 0330 123 1215. I'd like it if they were like tiny, little local people that nobody else has heard of. Brian Hoare, were you a fan, or did he get on your nerves? 0330 123 1215. The guy, the protein guy in Oxford Street. What was that all about? I can't remember. 0330 123 1215. And, of course, eccentrics. We want to celebrate Britain's great eccentrics. If you know any, if there's one living near you, then give us a call. You'll speak to Macapaka. He's very nice. He'll take your name and number and he'll call you back. So it won't even cost you that much money. We can't say any fairer than that, can we? 0330 123 1215. We're here till 1 o'clock tonight. Sign your radio diaries now. So give us a call. Tonight it's going to be a geeky show, and do you know what? I don't care. I ain't apologising for nothing. We're celebrating the magic of radio legends after Clive Bull has announced that he's taking a break in inverted commas from LBC after doing it for 30 years, and he is one of my inspirations, but more, he's my mentor, because I kind of listened to him. I mean, I nicked a lot of it from Danny Baker and from Tommy Boyd. A lot of the act comes from those two. But a lot of the more skillful little tiny bits and pieces I got from being in the same building as Clive Bull and him chatting to me and, I was going to say taking me under his wing. That's a little bit patronising. He didn't really do that at all. But he kind of kept me on my toes on my lazy days, shall we say. So we're going to celebrate the magic of that. Brian Hall, what do you reckon? I mean, he's passed on, very sad. I'm kind of a fan. I'll come out and say it. I admired him for what he did. I admired him for stirring people up and winding people up. And so we're talking about him. We're celebrating great eccentrics. And also, if anybody knows about the dude in Oxford Street, it was something like eating fish or not eating fish makes you horny or something like that. Let's go to... Oh, he's been on the longest. Darren in Orpington. Good evening, Darren.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
You don't care.
I do care.
You don't care. I'm feeling good, Darren. I'm feeling excited about being on the radio for the first time since about 1999.
No, it's good to hear you, and it's good to you to remind me of an old DJ that.
Go on.
Back in the days, if it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't have hip hop in this country.
Go on.
And I'm not talking about Tim. I'm a Pratt Westwood.
By the way, kids, that is his middle name. Look it up on Wikipedia.
He actually presented the show on Capital Radio back in about 1983, 84, before even hip-hop was actually in the country. You know, it was all that old-school b-boy, electro breakdance. Yeah. And the guy's name was Mike Allen, and he must have been about 48. He was in his late 40s.
Yeah.
And yet it was this guy that brought hip-hop into the country, into London and the rest of the country, and then he was bumped to Tim Westwood because they wanted a younger man on there.
Mike Allen? Because Mike Allen then went on to become like a talk radio host.
Yeah, I think he was on Juice FM or something like that.
He was on. He was on LBC. He's been on LBC. He's been on Talk Sport. He's been on all those kind of.
Now, what people probably won't know is he was the pioneer to bringing hip hop into this country.
I didn't know that. How funny! Because I phoned him up a couple of times. He was a little bit pervy on his phoning days.
Do you know what? I'd love to meet that guy. I'd love to meet him and just thank him for bringing us all the kids in that day.
Do you know what we're going to... What we're going to do, Darren, is one night, it may not be for a while, for a few weeks, we're going to have a really geeky loving, right, where I'm going to try and get as many of these obscure and possibly wrongly long-forgotten DJs on the show in one night, OK? And I'm putting... That'd be great. Mike Allen's going top of the list. There we go.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to try and get in touch, because he's still knocking around, Mike Allen. I think he was on Smooth for a while. Speaking of which... We're in Absolute Radio premises, OK? I'm in the studio. There's a Smooth Radio pen here. We've been infiltrated by easy listening. Love life, love music. They're trying to sneak in to confuse all of the disc jockeys. It won't work with me, my friend. It will not work with me.
Good.
We're going to get...
Another good one.
Yeah, go on, Darren.
Another good one was John Sachs on Capital Radio, who was actually Manuel's, the actor who plays Manuel's adopted son.
Really?
He was another superb DJ, playing all the kind of early dance music during drive time shows and stuff like that, when no one ever, touched dance music. It was always left late at night and stuff like that. And he was another one. Them two on Capital at that time in the 80s were just the two best DJs around. And apart from you, I don't think anyone else has touched anything.
Darren, may God bless you for sucking up to me, you old bumlick. Bob!
All right, how you doing?
Yes.
Kenny Everett.
Yeah.
His radio shows. Most people might remember him from his TV shows in this day and age.
Yeah.
But his shows were brilliant in the late 70s.
Now explain because I didn't really hear Kenny Everett then. I kind of have heard bits of him since then in documentaries and stuff. Explain to the kids, Bob, why he was so good.
Right. Okay. Firstly, what he was doing, technically, with overdubbing and just mad stuff and producing.
Which nowadays is easy because you do it on a computer, but then he'd be doing it all with tape and stuff.
I mean, he died before the IT revolution came from him, and if he was around today, his shows would be Sony winners.
Yeah.
He was so funny and silly. He would sell, he'd tell people he won a car, and then he'd send them a toy car. I mean, to listen to shows, he had this kind of like a Captain something character. I forget the name. He had this thing where he had the worst
Captain
record.
Kramer.
Pardon?
Captain Kramer.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And he did this thing, the worst record ever made. So for about like a whole summer, he was just playing these awful records, and actually released an album of these records.
Beautiful.
And just mad stuff. He was really inventive. I mean, at the time, he was also playing, the music he was playing was like, ELO or Queen or something like this, but a lot of people wanted to be on his show. So when he transferred to television, a lot of those people went with him.
Yeah.
But he really was on his own when he had that radio station. I met Clive Ball. He's a very nice bloke.
Clive Ball's one of the nicest gentlemen you could ever possibly meet, Bob.
Yep.
There we go. Bob, thank you very much for that. It's a geeky show tonight. And I don't care. If you don't like it, come back tomorrow. We'll be doing what's your favourite toy and sweets from the 70s. Yeah, like we'd ever do that. 0330 123 1215. Rudd, Bobby, David and Solomon be with you after the Beatles. Oh, this is a song you don't hear that often, isn't it? Baby, you're a rich man. Yes, please. Now, regular listeners to this show will know that I was contractually obliged to appear at the Watford Palace Theatre on Friday to appear in a show put on by Barry from Watford. He's a regular caller to this radio show. Tick your radio diaries. Now, and suffice to say, bits of it went superbly well. The bits of it were awful. My bits went very well. Barry's bits were a little bit... Well, hey, listen, I don't want to be a critic, OK? I mean, I would rather have been at the Ringo Starr gig, which I heard was superb, by the way. But, I couldn't make it, and we did it, and, I got a lot of laughs that night, and I felt a lot of love from everybody who came, so thank you for that. Someone who's in the audience was Rudd. Hello, Rudd.
Hey.
Hey, man.
It was a very good show on Friday.
My bits were excellent, weren't they? Felt sorry for Barry, but never mind. He should have, put some work into it. But that's by the by.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he was very funny.
Yeah.
I like that second stand-up as well. This Jim something.
Jim Campbell.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he was good. He was very good. Yeah, enjoyed him a lot.
Yeah. Can I challenge you to a Pradeep?
Yeah, go on. Hang on a minute. Macapaka, whatever you're doing, I need you to come.
Okay, cool. I'll put you on hold and I'll be to
He's talking to one of the callers. Macapaka, I need you to go 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and we're going to do it on the go, Rod. Okay.
Okay.
You ready? I've got a bit of a cold, but I'm still going to rise to the challenge. You ready, Rod?
Yeah.
Count us in, Macca.
Okay, ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm finished.
In your face, boy! In your face, and I wasn't even trying then. In your face, Rudd. In your face, Rudd. You should have shouted out when I said if there was anybody there from a foreign country, Rudd. But you didn't shout it out, cause you bottled it. You didn't shout it out, cause you bottled it. You didn't shout it out, cause you bottled it. You didn't shout it out. down 'cause you bottled it. I asked the audience, is there anybody from a foreign country? You were there, you should have said it, but you bottled it. You should have shouted out, oh, but you bottled it. You should have shouted out, oh, but you bottled it. In the interval, I was handed a note that your mum had wrote, saying the rub was there, but you bottled it. She asked me to mention your name in the show. I was gonna give it a go, but then I thought, no, because he bottled it. You should have shouted out your name, but you bottled it. You should have shouted out your name, but you bottled it. In the bit where the man fell over and I came back on stage, I was gonna shout out your name, but I didn't, because you bottled it. You bottled it. You should have shouted out your name, but you bottled it. Everybody, you bottled it. Yeah, you bottled it.
Yeah,
you should have
bottled
shouted
it.
out your name, but you bottled it. Good singing,
Thanks, man.
I put my hand up.
What did you put your hand up in a theatre? I couldn't see anybody because the light was in my eyes.
And I also got the question right. You said, what's your favourite Beatles album? And I said it first. But then, you know that woman who shouted, it was this man down here.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my mum.
That was your mum?
Yeah.
Wow, there you go, bits of trivia.
Yeah.
Anything else, Rod?
Not really, no, that's it.
Okay, bye. Bobby!
Hello.
Bobby! Bobby, now listen, we need to talk.
I know.
Okay. Your dad has been sending me abuse on Twitter.
I know. Oh my God, I had to go in for that.
I know, this is awful, right? Her dad, let me get this right. Your dad used to listen to the show.
Yeah.
And then
he
hasn't
doesn't-
listened for ages.
Yeah, because he doesn't have time.
He doesn't have time, he
I'll
says.
try.
Well, he's, you know, we're all running out of time, but he should make the most of
Yeah.
it by listening to me and ticking his radio diary.
I didn't. He told me he was going to do it before he did it. I was like, oh, Dad, don't do that.
Sent me filthy abuse. And so
yeah.
your task over the weekend was simple. Get your
Oh,
dad to
no, I
download a
tried.
podcast, not get your dad to send me abuse on social networking sites.
He did actually say he was taking the mick.
Well, it doesn't
But-
matter. I was at home crying, putting another cut into my arm. It didn't matter at
Yeah.
all, Bobby.
I'm going to have to tell him.
You do tell him.
Yeah. Can I say that I did enjoy your singing just then?
It was good. I've got a good voice, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've got a very good voice.
Yeah, I was dancing and everything.
It's a good song. And do you know what? I wrote that song 15 years ago, almost to the very day, and I've just never had the chance to... Hey, guess what? They're making a movie of this show.
Really?
Well, no, but, you know, we did... did you hear we did a play a few months ago? We should download the podcast. It's brilliant. We did a play a few months ago. Well, we're going to do a movie of this show, but like on the air. So we're going to, at some point, probably next week, we're going to hold open auditions for people to play everybody. So we're going to want someone to play me, someone to play Eloise, someone to play Andre, someone to play Barry, and we're going to have actors playing all of us.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be fun.
It sounds it.
It's going to be fun. Tell your dad he should listen.
I'll try.
Thank you very much. Anything else, Bobby?
I don't know.
I still love you.
Oh, do you? I love you too.
But it could never work between us. A, because I'm married and I've got a baby, and that would be inappropriate. And B, because of your dad. I mean, your dad would just disapprove.
I'm engaged anyway.
Whoa, hang on. You're about 21, aren't you?
No, I'm 21 in October, so no, not yet.
You're 20 years old and you're engaged?
Yeah, my fiance Chris, he's 28.
Oh my God! And how long have you been going out with him?
Next month.
Yeah.
On.
Don't give me. Listen, I don't want the specifics. Just give me a rough idea.
Well, in October it will be 3 years.
Well, October's not next month. Next month is July.
No, because next month was when I met him. So yeah, I don't know why I said that, but yeah, in October it'll be 3 years.
So you've been going out with him since he was 17. You were 17.
Yeah, he was 25.
Bobby, can I tell you something? And
Yeah,
don't take this the wrong. Don't take this the wrong way. This will never work.
I have been told that before.
It will
but
never.
no.
It will never work.
Well, I'm going to prove everybody wrong.
You're not. And when are you going to get married?
Next year.
Okay. Bobby, when it all goes tits up, will you find whatever local BBC radio station I'm working the night shift on, and in between the discussions on buses and Iraq, could you give me a quick call and say, Ian, you were right, it all went tits up?
Yeah, if you want.
I would like that.
Really?
Well, I wouldn't like you to be miserable, but I do like being proven right.
Well, I'm going to prove you wrong, Ian.
Oh, Bobby! Do you want to bet 20 quid on it?
Go for it.
Thank you very much. 0330 123 1215.
This is Absolute Radio.
Sorry for the absence there. Someone has just posted on the Facebook page a video clip of Paul McCartney telling... well, it's not really a dirty joke, but there's a swear word in it.
Really?
Have you... Go and watch the joke.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. It's funny. In the last 10 seconds, when he's finished telling the joke, is even more funny. Right. It's not the greatest joke in the world, but it's just funny hearing McCartney do a whoopsie. Not a whoopsie, no, it's a swear. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, fader down so you can. But keep watching for the last 10 seconds when he's finished telling the joke. If you just tuned in, Iain Lee, Absolute Radio. Eloise is off getting Rizzlers, so Macca Packer is in. If you don't know what we're talking about, stick with us, and I'll explain again just after midnight. You'll have to have a bit of patience, I think. Let's go to. Oh, Jim the Dancer.
Hello there, Ian.
Hello, lover. Did you? Now, I sent you an email, a second email. Have you got it?
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I replied back to it already today.
But I sent you one this evening.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I didn't get that one.
I've sent you one. I've sent you one this evening. Have a look at it and reply back tomorrow. Keep it under your
Right,
hat. Keep it under your hat.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Of course, keep it under your hat But yes, have a little look and let me know what you think. Now, you've called in to celebrate, to be a little bit geeky with me, and to talk about radio people, what done move you and stuff. Who is it, Jim?
Yeah, it was Tony Blackburn.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he was fantastic. Yeah, he was very funny, wasn't he?
He was fantastic. He's rubbish now. I'm joking, Tony. If you, or indeed your daughter, are listening, you are indeed, sir. When are they going to make him? When is he going to become Sir Anthony of Blackburn?
Yeah, they should make him a sir.
Of course, they should. Forget. Do you know what? I'm disappointed that Bruce Forsyth got knighted or became a sir.
Yeah.
Because he's been banging on about it for ages that he wants it, and it's not fair that he's not got one, and all of this stuff. Well, he shouldn't have got one. He's Bobbins. But Tony Blackburn should definitely be made a sir.
Absolutely.
Of course
and
he should.
Secondly, Matt Ford should get one for what he is. You know, even though he's new. He's
Ford?
very good, yeah, he's very good, isn't he?
Ford? Matt Ford is rubbish.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Absolutely one of the worst broadcasters ever to appear on national radio. And I shall be telling him that when I have lunch with him on Thursday. To his face, Jim. To his flipping face. That'll learn him. How's the dancing videos going? All right.
Yeah, I made 5 new ones last week. Baggy trousers, green door, and jamming. I've done the jamming one. Put jam all over me.
Oh, all over your body?
Yeah.
You are a dirty man. You are, seriously, you are a very, very dirty man.
But you've got to watch it right at the end to put the jam on, you know?
Have a look at... give us your YouTube channel again so people can go and have a look.
Yeah, it's Jim the Dancer 4, with a number 4 at the end.
Yeah. Now,
on YouTube broadcast.
Now, being Jim the Dancer 4 would imply that there are at least 3 other Jim the Dancers ahead of you.
What it was, there was so many different Jim the Dancers there. I mean, I already had my name before, beforehand, years back. And when I went to get on it, there was all these people on it. So the only way I could get my own site was to put number 4 in.
Unbelievable.
Just choose it, yeah.
Unbelievable, Jim, what people will have to do these days. Do you foresee a day, Jim, when you will stop dancing?
No, never. No,
really?
I've always done it,
yeah,
and always will do.
You make these videos, and correct me if I'm wrong, because your missus left you, and this is kind of your way of getting all that pain and hurt out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that's listen. No, hey, listen. I've been hurt, and you whatever it takes to get through it, brother. I'm with you all the way. But were you doing the dances before she left you?
Oh, of course, yeah. She's only left a couple of years ago.
I'm going to ask you a question, Jim, and I don't mean any offence by this because I do love you like a brother. Do you think that maybe she left you because you do all these dances?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
She just left, you know what women are like, they come and go. Like
I do,
flies.
they've got breasts and vaginas and they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, Jim, listen, I will put Tony Blackburn into the Hall of Fame. Matt Ford, come on now. Come on, for goodness sakes. He's no John Gaunt. John Gaunt's John Gaunt anymore. Go on, Jim, yeah.
Yeah, one more thing. I've got the Wimbledon tennis video on there as well. That was on there a year ago, and that's got John McEnroe in it.
Hang on, what do you mean?
I've got a Wimbledon tennis video on there, which has been on there a year.
And what happens in it? Is what you and John McEnroe?
Yeah, I played the part of John McEnroe from a 1982 record.
Oh, The Umpire Strikes Back.
That's right.
I used to love that record. Who was it by? It wasn't The Firm. The Firm did Star Trek in. Who did The Umpire Strikes Back?
I can't remember now.
The Brat. And do you
that's it,
remember what the B-side to that single was?
I think. Oh no, I'm not sure that one.
It was an instrumental track called Moody Mole, right? And I must have been... Well, I was 8 when that came out. And I wrote lyrics to the B-side, the instrumental B-side of The Umpire Strikes Back.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
very good.
they were very... I can remember them. I won't sing them now because they were awful, but I can vaguely remember them. That's the kind of weird kid I was. Jim, have a check your email and get back to me.
Yes, okay. Thanks so
Cheers,
much,
mate.
Ian.
Take care. Ta-ta. What a nice... Oh, sorry, cut him off there. What a nice bloke.
He is. Yeah.
Macca-Pacca?
He swore.
He swears. Matt McCartney swears telling a joke. But I like the bit at the end when he's like going...
Hey, come on. Yeah, I can get away with it. It's me.
It's not a bad joke, is it?
It's a pretty good joke. He tells it well.
He does tell it well. I like Paul McCartney. I wish he was my friend.
It reminds me of hearing your parents swear when you're 8 years old. Like,
do you remember the first time you swore in front of your mum?
Yeah, I do.
What happened? Don't obviously,
Yeah, I was the last one to have her glasses, and she was like, "Mark, where are my glasses?"
Yeah.
We're out on holiday in Spain. I was in the pool. I didn't really care.
Of course you did.
And so she was like, "Mark, please get out of the pool." And I was like, "No." And she went, "Mark, stern look, get out of the pool." And I was like, "Mum, it's not the end of the world."
No
I
way.
know, but I'm not that rude.
No.
But I didn't know, the full meaning. So, truth be told, I got a...
Yes. How old were you?
Must have been about 8 or 9.
Oh, really? That young?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't until I was about 14 or something. That I saw. And the first thing I remember my sister doing it before me. She was probably about 13. And she went, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" So not even a proper swear, but it was enough to get clipped round the ear.
Yeah. Well, I learned it because I was a guy at school, and he swore at a teacher.
Yeah.
But what I should have realised is that he got a stern
rollicking.
Yes. And I didn't take that into account when I said that to my mother.
If you want to call us up and tell us the first time that you swore in front of your mum, 0330 123 12. It's an eclectic show this evening.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Geekiness. No one's called in about Brian Hoare yet. I want you to call in about Brian Hoare and let me know what you think. And also eccentrics. Oh, Kitty Karen's called in about the guy on Oxford Street.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi. I saw you on Friday night at the Barry from Watford show, and again, let's not dwell on Barry's downfall. My bit went well, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, of course.
And I was staring at you. You probably didn't notice, but I was staring at you.
Oh.
And the reason I was staring is I was thinking, Karen really reminds me of someone.
Oh.
And I can't think who it is who she reminds me of.
Have you thought now?
Yes, I have.
Oh, dear.
Because at the weekend, I was up with my little boy nice and early, and we watch CBeebies. Don't tell my wife, she'd be furious. But we watch CBeebies. Right?
Oh.
And there is a show on there called Me Too.
Right.
And it's all about Granny Murray, and she runs like a little sort of nursery, and kids go there, and there's a whole different cast of characters, including one chap who has the wonkiest eyes I've ever seen in my life.
Right. That's not me, is it?
No, you're not the wonky-eyed guy who tells jokes, no.
Right, and I'm not the granny one.
You're not the Granny Murray,
right,
no.
Okay.
And you're not the lady who drives the... If anyone's got a kid and has seen Me Too, you'll know exactly... When I say who this is, you will know exactly what Kitty Karen looks like, but with blonde hair, right?
Oh, dear. I'm going to have to watch this now, but anyway.
Do, because she's good. I quite like this lady.
Good.
It's... I don't remember her name, but it's the lady who cleans the buses.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try... Let me try and find her on
I'm
this.
writing this down.
You should do. Me
I am.
Too.
I'm going to have a Google of that in a minute.
Me Too cast. Okay, hang on a second.
Oh, there we go. I've got one. Is she the one who wears glasses?
No. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. Look, I've gone to IMDb. There's some weird film. Me Too. Here we go. Hang on a second. What? Hang on a minute.
What colour hair has she got in
She's got, like, dark hair, but she's got, like, bits in it, in the hair. What are you looking at, Macca?
Oh, okay. I just typed in CBeebies Me Too.
Oh, well done.
Oh, yeah, she's got, like, a yellow high-vis jacket.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those.
I say yeah, but I haven't seen Karen.
But Karen looks like that.
Am I going to like this?
Well, why not? Why not?
I'm going to look after I've come off the phone.
Yeah, she's the one in the high vis. Oh, she's tiny on that. They must be standing on a box behind her.
Right.
She
well,
looks
I'm gonna
tiny.
Look up.
She's bigger than that.
Okay.
But you look like her.
You might be in trouble, but anyway, we'll see when I look afterwards. But yes, I'm ringing about eccentrics. Not that I'm one.
No, of course not. Well,
Of
anyone?
course.
Yes, okay.
Anyway, the protein man.
Yeah.
Less lust, by less protein.
That was it. So you eat less protein to stop you being horny and committing sex acts.
And I remember, and committing sex. And I remember his name because he used to intrigue me because I used to work in Oxford Street and see him every day.
Yeah.
And his name was Stanley Green.
Stanley Green, yes, that rings a bell.
And I always remember one of the things that was very dangerous and made you lustful, apart from all the foods like peas.
Nuts.
Do you remember peas?
Yeah, and nuts did it as well, didn't they?
Nuts and sitting.
What?
Sitting.
Sitting?
At the end, it said all the list of foods, and then it said, and sitting.
Man alive.
Because that makes you lustful.
Did you ever speak to Stanley Green?
No, because I thought he looked a bit spooky.
Yeah, I wish I've seen him interviewed on... In fact, during the next record, I'm going to try and find a clip on YouTube of him being interviewed. Because he always came across as, delightfully approachable and,
I thought he looked a bit scary.
Well, because I remember him sort of being very tall and thin with this tall sign.
He wasn't tall, he was small.
Was he small?
Well, I don't know, he was tall or small, one of them.
He was definitely one of those two things.
Yeah,
he wasn't
definitely.
mediocre in height in the slightest. He had glasses.
He did.
Yeah, and wore black.
I think I remember something that he had to wear overalls in the end because people kept spitting at him.
Oh. That's not how we treat
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
Right, I burnt my arm today.
Yeah.
What do you think the best cure when you burn your arm is, which I found out when I Googled it? You'll never guess.
It's to put cellophane on it.
Oh, no. That's right. I've been walking around with cling film around my arm all day.
Of course, I didn't
How
guess.
did you know that one?
I know. Listen, Kitty Karen, I've won Mastermind. Okay, I won Ready Steady Cook.
Oh,
I won The Weakest Link. I know everything.
God, I thought I knew everything. I was walking around the street with cling film up my arm.
It's weird, isn't it? But
yeah,
yes.
it's good, and it feels better.
Of course it does. It's cling film.
Anyway, that's a little tip for everybody when they burn themselves.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Littlewoods and Boots. So don't miss out on your get your money back savings and join the Quidco revolution today. Quidco.com. Exclusions on certain offers.
Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Someone, I should say this one. Someone very kindly sent me. Look, someone sent me this Macapacker. It's the Monkeys angle.
Wow.
I think this is the 1969 one. I think this is the rare one. It's 1968. I do apologise. It's the one that's not quite so rare. I've got it already.
Oh, that's interesting.
I've got it already, but I should thank the person who sent it. Who was it? Simon sent it. So thank you, Simon. And I will make sure that goes to, indeed, what I like to call a good home. Iain Lee, Absolute Radio, take your Radio Diaries. Now, Dominic!
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir!
First time caller, be gentle.
Well, we'll see, Dominic. We'll see if you deserve gentility or if you deserve to be smashed.
Well, I'm the slight stalker one that drove all the way down from Macclesfield to the gig on Friday night.
This guy drove how round was the trip? 300 miles?
370, I think it was in the end.
Just to come and see me perform and Barry from Watford supporting me on Friday. I'm sorry that Barry wasn't up to speed, Dominic, but hopefully my excellent set was good enough and made the journey worthwhile.
Absolutely. I got a roll of tape out of it.
Oh, you're the fella that won the gaffer tape?
Yeah, yeah.
There we go, you see. Everybody has a smile on their face now, which is
I know
good.
he lost it to Rob Burnett because he's looking... He's eyeing up Watco quite suspiciously.
He's put on a lot of weight, Bernay. He's let himself go. But, Dominic, I sincerely thank you so much for making the effort all the way to Watford to come and see that rubbish. You fool. I could have told you it wasn't worth it, but never mind.
It's my pleasure. And
Good
leave Barry alone. He's got the head of an 82-year-old, but he's got the cast of an Adonis.
Oh, man alive, isn't he just? Quah! Quah!
Oh, no, I'm ringing about radio personalities.
Oh, yeah, we did this. Yes, I did. Let me just set up the stall again, Dominic, for those people who've joined us late. But to commemorate, it sounds like he's died, to commemorate the passing of Clive Ball. No, he's not! He's quit his job at LBC, and the man is a legend. He's been doing it for 30 years. He is one of my mentors, and, I've learnt so much I've nicked so much from him. I want to celebrate legends of radio. Now, these can be famous people. Ideally, I'd like it if they were just kind of weird, odd little local radio people that nobody else has heard of, and maybe nobody else remembers, but they mean something to you. So, Dominic, who have you got?
Well, you've had one of them on the show previously anyway, James H. Reeve.
James H. Reeve, the man, the man's a legend. I'm going to send him an email tomorrow. In fact, let me put that on my list of things to do, is email James H. Reeve. In fact, I'll do that Wednesday, because I'm free all day Wednesday. Okay, yes, go on.
Yeah, absolutely. He obviously used to do a show on Q103, or Piccadilly Radio, as it was.
Yeah.
And at some point, they changed, I don't know which way they went, but it was James Stanage to James H. Reeve. And James Stanage was always the one who... It was like a thrill to listen to when you were a kid in your bedroom with the radio. Well, because he was always going off on one at people.
No, I've not really heard much James Stanage. We are getting very geeky now, but he is famous for going off on one. I think is what I can say legally. Yes, going off indeed on one.
Absolutely, and he did tell the one or two jokes that got him in quite serious trouble at some point.
Yes,
as well.
I know he did. I'm treading carefully around this one. I don't want to give too much away. But James H. Reeve is on the list, Dominic. He is fantastic. I thoroughly recommend that people go and download some podcasts of his shows from about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Because there's one bit from that which I nicked wholeheartedly. There's a bit we had a dream expert on, right, with analysing dreams. But the dream expert knew nothing about dreams. He was just some comedian.
Yeah.
And he kept on saying, well, actually, I should let you know that my father-in-law runs an estate agent. And he kept plugging his father-in-law's estate agency. And I won't tell you exactly how I nicked it, because it would give away a little bit of the magic. But we once did something that was stolen directly from that. And I thanked James H. Reeve, and I sent him £5 in the post.
And you pay for postage and packaging.
Yes, exactly. As a little thank you. Dominic, thank you for mentioning JHR.
Yeah, no problem.
And thank you very much for making the effort to come down in Watford. It's much appreciated.
Not a problem. I'm going to make more of an effort to throw up a few more times if I'm worth
See,
it.
I was nice, wasn't I?
You was.
Yeah, now up yours, you loser. There we go. You see, that's just you've got to make these things
even out.
Let's go to. I should play a record, really. Sam?
Hello.
Can I play a record and then come back to you?
Of course you can.
Good lad. Don't forget to turn your radio off.
You're alone to everyone's
Hannah Guilfoyle is listening to us.
everyone's
Make it a good one, boys. Come on. We do not want to lose Hannah Guilfoyle. She's listening to us, Macapaka.
Yes.
It's Hannah Guilfoyle. For you, Miss Guilfoyle, for you.
face down in a puddle.
I have no idea who she is. She's just sent me a tweet saying, I'm listening to you on the wireless for the first time on Absolute due to good reports. Well, those reports may be ill-placed. We'll see. Sam's in Slough. Yes, Sam!
Hello.
Yo,
Sam. Have you
Sam.
Slough, the phone number?
I know Slough like the back of my hand, and I can recognise a Slough accent when I hear it.
We don't have accents.
I'm from Slough, and we do have accents. That's the thing. We do have
Do we have an
accents.
accent?
We do, and it's a little bit West Country. There's like a hint of West Country in there.
West Country. Oh, the magician guy who was on last week. Said
Oh
we
yeah,
had an
we're
accent,
moving on. But he wasn't from Slough.
Yeah, but he said we had an accent, or that you had an accent, which was a Sloughish accent.
Yeah, well,
and I don't really recognise any accent.
Yeah, but you just said recognise.
Well, I wouldn't recognise it.
But you said recognise, and that you said that with a hint of West Country. I recognise. Listen, how old are you, Sam?
17.
How long you lived in Slough?
All my life.
Okay, whereabouts?
Well, I live just outside it. I'm very technical about that part.
Whereabouts?
George Green. That's too technical. That's too close.
Where's George Green?
Do you know the Uxbridge Road, which goes towards Uxbridge?
Yes, of course.
It's just off that.
Okay. Well, you have a Slough accent. I hate to tell you this, Sam, and when I discovered I had a Slough accent, I was gutted. But then now I use it to my advantage, and I make millions and millions. Hello, Sam. Hello, Sam. He's gone. He's gone. Wow, did I just cross a line there? Hey, Francis has just seen Adam Ant. Hey, Francis.
Hello.
Now, when you say you've just seen Adam Ant, this was in a pop concert, I'm assuming.
This is literally about half an hour ago.
Wow. Whereabouts?
It's in a random place near Poole called Mr. Kipps.
You saw Adam Ant live at Mr. Kipps.
Yes.
Superb.
It's not really Wembley. It's where the bands like Fleetwood Mac and the Freddie Mercury tribute band play. So it's singing actually a decent actor. It's kind of nice.
Are you sure it was the real Adam Ant and not Adam Pants or somebody?
He was wearing glasses and a pirate hat.
All right, and what did you reckon?
I was pretty shocked, really.
Why? Shocked? Whoa, come on, why?
He's an old man. Sometimes his 80s things a bit embarrassing. But he still had it.
He's got it, isn't it? I mean, he's got to be, I think he's about 56, 57.
I know, you know. And at the end, he ripped off his T-shirt.
Yeah.
If it was a naked, maybe shaved torso.
Yeah, well, you know, who knows? Who knows what? And I bet the women screamed.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
Mainly the men were screaming more than the girls.
Oh, really? There's a bit of that going on.
Yeah, well, he's quite punky, isn't he, live?
Yeah,
He's scared of the girls.
Well, he is quite. I mean, he comes from a punk background, but he's got. I do like Adam Ant, and he's a friend of the show, and he comes on every now and then, and he's always welcome on this show, and he's always been pretty much very nice to me. But it is. He does have the stage presence that a lot of, I think, pop stars are lacking these days.
No, he can put on a show, and the fact that he's got two half-naked ladies doesn't really mind me too much.
Georgina Bailey, and I can't remember the name of the other lady. Is it Sarah?
The hot one, the blonde hair.
Yeah, the blonde one, blonde. I can't remember her name. She came in as well. Is it Sarah? I can't.
Very, very nice. I have no idea what they're saying during a concert, but
It doesn't matter, does it?
No.
Two hot young, nubile young women.
Two hot ladies.
That'll do. That'll do for me. He knows how to work it.
He does.
Yeah, it's all good.
A bit of a T-Rex cover as well. Thank you.
Yeah, it does a little bit of that, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, Francis.
No, I've got a £3 best of, and I might have to splash out and get more.
I think you should. There's a few nice little album tracks hidden away.
Car Trouble's favourite.
There you go, you see. Well, Francis, thank you for the update.
It's okay.
Much appreciated, fella. Let's go to Solomon. Hello, Solomon.
Hi, Ian.
All right, Solomon.
Now, Clive Ball.
Yes?
I'm surprised it took so long.
Well, do you surprised what took so long?
Well, because I used to call Clive Ball every single night.
Right.
I used to call him with the name of Solomon from the England.
Right.
And every single night, and most nights I'd call you as well on LBC.
Yeah.
As soon as that firm took over LBC,
Globotech, yes.
just went down the toilet, mate.
Well, now listen, we could argue that, and I would say that the radio station. And I don't want to go too much into that. We could argue that the radio station changed, and of course it did change, but their listening figures went up, so they did something right. They've got way more figures now than they ever had when I was there.
Yeah, but I suppose the landscape around everywhere is all political, and the whole station went political, didn't it?
Oh, listen. It's certainly not the state. When I was there, right, it was very chatty, and it was kind of a lot more relaxed. And now it is a lot more about news and bendy buses and Boris Johnson and stuff like that. Not necessarily my cup of tea. Although I do still dip in from time to time. I listened to Clive when I wasn't working, and a bit of Nick Ferrari and a bit of Nick Abbott. But as I said, Solomon, they're getting the listeners. They're getting, way more listeners than when I was there. So,
well, I've got to tell you, I stopped listening to Clive Bull a couple of years ago because, I mean, back when you was at the station, it was every jock had their own say on what happened in their show, and their own show was different from the person who'd just come off air.
Yeah,
it was totally different, and that was what was brilliant about that station. And every jock had their own show. It was fantastic. I mean, I listen to all of them now. I just listen to Nick Abbott now.
Yeah.
Now,
speaking of radio heroes, Solomon, Nick Abbott. I'm a huge fan of Nick Abbott, and he's my mother-in-law's favourite at the moment. And my mother-in-law's always phoning up on a Monday. Oh, that Nick Abbott last night. He was that's me trying to do a Greek accent. He was very. He's so grumpy. He's so grumpy. And Nick Abbott, I've never spoken to the man, although he did give me the thumbs up through a glass window once, and I melted. I thought, yeah, Nick Abbott knows who I am. And if you want some radio history, kids, if you listen to Nick Abbott now, you might think, he's still good. If you go back and get tapes from him when he was on Virgin Radio or Talk Sport, man, he was good. Go and get the tape of Nick Abbott when he was on air the night that Kurt Cobain shot himself. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's brilliant radio.
Well, he's very good. I mean, Monday to Thursday, for me, is Iain Lee.
Yep. Well, God bless you.
Friday, Saturday and Sunday, while I'm in the cab, is Nick Abbott night.
Solomon, it sounds like you have the perfect radio week. Thank you very, very much for that. 0330 123 1215 is the phone number. We don't want to go too much into the technicalities of why Clive Bull left. Not for me to say at all. I don't even know. But we do want to celebrate legends of radio, people, and we've done Tony Blackburn. I think I know where David Travis is. He's in some weird Yorkshire radio station or something. But if there was, like say 1984, there was a local radio DJ who was on between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. and they meant something to you, just something about them clicked. 0330 123 1215. I'm surprised that no one's called in about Brian Hoare, the protester that died. No one's called in to say whether they hated him or liked him or respected him. I thought he was quite a good bloke. I thought he did... fair play to him for standing up and saying what he thought. But if you don't want to talk about that, you don't want to talk about that. Eccentrics, 0330 123 1215. And also, the first time you swore in front of your mum. Yes, we're eclectic this evening. Oh, yes. 0330 123 1215 is the phone number. Phone up, speak to Macca. He'll give you a call back, so it won't even cost you that much money. You can call in if you're from abroad as well. Yeah, foreign countries. Fleetwood Mac. Oh, I found out at the weekend I have got Sky Arts after all. After not having it for ages, I have. And there was an interview with Lindsay Buckingham on there. I've taped it. It's going to be weird. Because he's bonkers. Nick, One Nut, Rob, Peter, Trev and Ed be with you after Kings of Leon, don't worry. There we go. Not so fast in the fingers as I used to be, but I'm getting old. Right, let's rattle through some of these, shall we? Let's go to One Nut. Yes, One Nut!
Hello, my darling.
Shut up, we haven't got time for it. Get to the meat.
Don't be like that with me. Right, DJs, the best DJs in the world were Mark and Lard, my friend.
They were good.
They were better than good.
No, I never really... I always found them... Do you remember the failed attempt when they were forced to do the breakfast show?
Yeah, they weren't the best in the morning, were
No, and I don't think it was their decision to do it. I think it was kind of thrust upon them.
Who is it the best in the morning, let's be honest?
Chris Moyles.
Yeah, whatever.
Chris
a few pies to fuel his ferment.
Chris Moyles.
But there was a guy in the 80s when I was a teenager, and his name was Alan Bezic.
Alan Bennett?
No, Bezic.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put a link on your wall. Have a listen to him. He was horrible.
What way horrible?
He just cut you. I mean, you could be quite vociferous, but this guy was horrible.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I might check.
I've put a link on your wall. It's quite a way down now. He used to do Red Rose Radio on. He still works now. He works for Radio Manchester, does a breakfast show. But he was horrible, mate. And that was before the days of your 7-second delay in your.
Horrible in what respect? Like
it would just be so insulting.
Oh, beautiful!
It's like he had no time for his listeners. I'll pop another link on your Facebook.
This link, is it playable on the radio now?
Oh, you might want to.
I will hesitate. If there's a hesitation from you, One Nut, then I shall stay well away from that. Definitely.
But have a listen.
All right, One Nut. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
There we go. Nick's in Sefton Park.
Well, near Sefton Park.
Well, Nick's near Sefton Park, is it? I see. It's like that. Thank you, sir. By the way, no, I've got an important announcement. Hannah Guilfoyle is still listening to the show.
Is she really?
She is, and she's drinking a big glass of wine, according to the photograph on her Twitter account.
She's a babe.
She is, well, she has blonde hair.
Oh, fair play.
There we go, you say. She's drinking a big, look at Macca trying to get in there to have a look. Let's just say, she's a lady. And she's listening to in fact, the last 35 minutes of the show are dedicated to Ms. Hannah Guilfoyle.
Okay, well, I took your advice, Ian.
Yes, Nick.
And it went well.
Which advice was this?
This was about getting some a support group.
Oh yeah. But without giving away too much, I think it would be fair to say that you consider that you perhaps have a drinking problem, and you're trying to get some distance between you and the booze.
Yes, and it is going not too badly at the moment.
Well, may I ask where you go? What kind of group it is?
It is a Sutton Fellowship.
Yeah.
And it's. I'm trying to go a couple of times a week.
Good for you.
Times a week.
Yeah.
And try and build it up. And
you just might find that it helps talking to people in who are in a similar situation or have been where you are now. Sometimes dealing with these things, it's easier to talk to people who've been there or are going through it than counsellors or doctors who are coming at it from a slightly different direction.
Yeah, I think so.
And so hopefully, it might not, but I would suggest that you stick with it for a bit and see how it goes.
But more importantly...
Yes.
It could be more importantly, two things today.
Yeah.
I bought an electric guitar.
Hey, Nicholas!
The first time for a long time. I've been playing the guitar for 25 years.
What guitar is it? What is it?
Sorry?
What guitar is it?
It's an Ibanez.
Beautiful.
It is nice metallic red.
I want to treat myself to a hollow-bodied 60s-style electric guitar, and I saw one in a window, and I crossed the road. I thought, I'm going to have a look at this. I'm going to treat myself. £3,300. I thought, I'm not going to treat myself to that. I'd buy a car with that. Buy a nice holiday with that. So I didn't.
Yeah, well, this one is, I'm not quite sure where it came from, but substantially less than that.
Good as it should be. That's way too much for a guitar. Jeez.
Well, no, people have owned guitars are more than...
Is it, Nick, is your guitar there and plugged in? Could we hear some?
No, not this time of night. No, the girlfriend's just gone to bed.
Oh, Nicholas. Never mind.
But also, I started a bit of voluntary work today.
Oh, well done. Good for you.
So, I have had a little drink today, but I'm just still... Hopefully tomorrow will be it.
Yeah.
But I have had fits in the past. So.
Yeah. You've had fits?
Yes.
Well, now, what do you think that's telling you?
Yeah, stop it.
Well, exactly. Nick, that's your body saying, hang on a minute, Nick, don't do any more of this because you will literally kill yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
How much have you had to drink today?
2 pints.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
You sure?
That's all I've got.
Okay. And when was the last time you drank before that?
Sorry?
When was the last time you drank before those 2 pints?
Oh, I drink every day.
Okay. But you managed to get 7 weeks off it, did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay. Well, how about, why don't you just try... Have you got any booze in the house?
I think there's a couple of cans around somewhere.
Well, you know exactly where those cans are, don't you, Nick?
Yes, of course I do.
Of course you do. Why don't you open them and pour them down the sink?
I don't think I could do that at the moment.
Why? Why would that be so difficult?
I could try, couldn't I?
Well, listen, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just suggesting. I just think it's interesting that you say you would find that difficult. I'm not, Nick. Listen, I'm not judging you in the slightest. Don't think I am, brother, at all. I just think it's interesting, isn't it, to note that you would find that difficult, and that you feel that you have to keep them there. I'm guessing for like a sort of little safety blanket or something.
Yeah, well, basically it's a safety net. Yeah.
But you know that if you try and... Well, you don't know. But I would suggest that if you tried to go tomorrow without having a drink, that at some point, might be 10 o'clock in the morning, might be 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't know what your habits are like, it might be 10 o'clock at night, you might go, oh, I've got this far without having a drink, I'm going to have a little treat. And then you go, now, where do I put those cans? Ah, yes, they're under the bed. I'll have those as a little celebration to celebrate getting to 10 o'clock without having a drink. Does that sound like a sort of pattern?
That sort of tends to be my habit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, have a think about it. When are you next going to a meeting?
I'm working tomorrow.
Yes.
Lunchtime, so I'm going to try and go to one tomorrow evening.
Yeah, okay. What is that bloody awful music you're listening to in the background?
That's the Breeders. It's not bloody awful.
Oh, the Breeders. Kim Deal. There was one Breeders song I used to really, really like when I was younger. I can't think what it was. There was one.
Oh, probably. Let's think about it. It's not off this album, probably. It would have been. Well, I haven't got that I could put on for you, actually.
I can't think. Let me have a look on. Let me have a look on the internet. Hang on a second. The Breeders. There was my sister used to be into all that kind of stuff.
I met Kelly Deal, you know.
Who's Kelly Deal? Her sister.
Her sister, yeah.
I used to love Kim Deal. I went to see them do a secret gig once, and she was. I mean, she's kind of. She liked to drink. I think she's stopped now.
Oh, she did. Well, she liked more than a drink.
Well, exactly. Oh, Safari.
Oh, Safari's. I've got that on 12-inch. 12-inch vinyl.
Don't call home. And they did their version of "So Sad About Us" as well. Was wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Nick, listen. Take care.
Okay.
Try and get to a meeting tomorrow.
Sorry.
Try and get to a meeting tomorrow if you can.
Yeah, I will do.
And mention in the meeting that you have a couple of cans in the house.
Yes. Oh, I always do. I'm always straight up with them.
I would suggest pour them down the sink. Go and pour them down the sink now. You don't need them tonight, do you?
Sorry.
You don't need them tonight. Go and pour them down the sink.
I don't need them tonight. You're quite right.
Pour them down the sink. You'll panic for a little bit, and then you'll sleep much better.
Okay then.
All right, Nick. Listen, give us a call. Let us know how you're getting on.
Okay.
Cheers, fella. Ta-ta. It's not easy. Ed. Yep. Can't hear a word of it, Ed. If you're going to play something, don't play out of your bloody headphone. Play out of a speaker with the volume turned up. Rob, Peter and Trev be with you after Elvis Costello. That's rather an apt song to be playing. It's almost as if we planned this shizzle. Man, we don't. I wish we did. Trev.
Hey.
Hey. Listen to you. That's a sexy way to start a phone call.
Well, I've just got a couple of stories.
You must have
only
sex
one,
with
really.
so many different women.
Well, I don't like to go on about it. You remember that time you had that different nationalities thing? I thought, oh, which ones haven't I?
Hey, there's a lad. That's what we want to hear. Trevor
Yeah,
slept his way around the Atlas. And that's not a euphemism.
Anyway.
Yes.
Here's first time I swore in front of my mum.
Go on.
It was horrible. I was in my bedroom. I was 7 years old.
Oh, my. Everyone started much earlier than me, yeah.
Well, I didn't mean to. It was an accident. But
Yeah.
I'm stood on top of this little chest of drawers, like about to launch myself onto my brother to beat him up and that.
Yeah.
And he suddenly threw an orange at me.
Yeah.
Right? And he launched it at me.
And those
it-
oranges,
it-
they're like cannonballs, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
It just launched it at me.
What a little
and it hit me square in the spuds.
Ooh!
Right? So I'm just there on the top of this little chest of drawers and I went, ow, me effing willy. Right?
I love the juxtaposition of the harshness of the effing and the childishness of the word willy.
Exactly. I didn't even have a swear word for me willy. So anyway, just after I did that and collapsed onto the top of this chest of drawers, my mum walked in and went, what did I just hear you say? And that was it, geez. Well, to tell you the truth, I wet myself.
This story gets better and better.
Yeah, right there and then.
You're ticking so many boxes.
Just perched on the top of this chest of drawers, honestly. Anyway, she washed my mouth out with soap.
No, she didn't. That never actually happened.
No, I did actually. And then when I was 17, I told her to F off.
Yeah, 10 years later, you've been brewing up inside. Then 10 years later.
Oh.
Hey, Trev, here's something. When was the last time that you made a den indoors?
I made one for my boy about 2 years ago.
And what did you make it out of? Come on, tell me what the frame was and what you used to cover it with.
Well, it was just a simple one. It was blankets and sleeping bags.
You say it's a simple one, Trev. That's the classic. It's the classic. On Father's Day, right, I was up at 5 o'clock with my boy and let my wife have a little sleep. And we were playing, and there was loads of, like, sheets and stuff in the kitchen that had just been washed. And I thought, ooh, I haven't done this for 30 years. I'm going to make my first den with my boy. And it was great. We had the dining table. We had all the chairs pushed out a bit. And we had duvet cover and sheets all over it.
Yeah.
So we were under the table. He had a bottle of milk under there. We took all his toys under there. And he's only 17 months, and he's going, Den. Den.
It
was wicked. It was wicked,
nice
Trev.
Nice one.
Macca, when was the last time you made a den?
That was, I don't know, 11,
Right.
12,
Okay.
13,
Wednesday, because I'm going to
should
bring
make a den in here.
We're going to make a den. It's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have a den special. And Trev, everyone is welcome to make a den at home, right? I'm going to bring in sheets. If you've got anything, Macca, then bring it in. I'm going to bring in sheets and duvet covers and as much stuff as I haven't really got any blankets, but as much stuff. We can hang stuff over the microphones over here. Watch on the webcam, because on Wednesday night, I think I can drive in on Wednesday, because I need to drive in with all the stuff. It's going to be a den special. Trev, you up for it?
I am up for it.
I want you making a den at home. I want people to take photos of their dens. I want people to call us from their dens, and we're going to put the pictures on Facebook.
Make like a collage.
Make a collage of den. It's going to be a den special, Trev.
Thanks, then, geez. Nice one.
See you later, fella. We're going to do it. We're totally doing it, Macca.
well excited.
It was the coolest thing. 5:30 on a Sunday morning, putting the finishing touches to the den, pulling the chairs out just to extend it to its maximum potential, and I was climbing in under the table. The boy got it straight away. He didn't climb in under the table. He climbed in through the chair legs.
Nice.
And he had like a little secret tunnel that only he could fit through. And he's in there going, den, den, den. And we were reading stories, and we were playing with his train, and he was drinking. It was all.
And then Fandando walked in and went, "What are you doing?"
She came in and she did what I knew she would do. She burst out laughing. Because she used to like a den when she was a kid, and she came in.
Straight in, yeah.
We were all in the den. Wednesday, this is your instruction. You've got 2 days to prepare, kids. Sheets, blankets, whatever you need to make your den. Wednesday is a den special. There we go. We've got a theme. Oh no! In fact, we've got Emma and Peter and Rob. We'll do those calls, and then if there's time for any more calls, we'll do some straight to air. So, Macca Pacca, take it easy.
Okay.
Absolute Radio.
You're listening to Absolute Radio.
Too good to be true? Well, over 1 million members are already saving up to...
I was trying to find the Village Green Preservation Society on my iPod, and I ain't got it, which is very, very disappointing. No. No, I ain't got it. Never mind. That's disappointing. Right, let's go to the Walrus of Love, Rob Benet.
Yay!
Lock up your pies. Here comes Rob Benet. He's hungry. His girlfriend dumped him many months ago, and since then he's been on a mission to eat all of the food in the world and put on as much weight as he can. He's succeeding, but there's still more to go. It's Rob Benet.
He's on?
Yes.
It's funny. You've sat right that all week, haven't you?
I have done. Thank you, Rob Benet, yes. No, listen, you came to Watford.
£4 I've put on.
That's on your left breast. You came to Watford, and you forgot where you parked your car?
No.
And had trouble, and had to break into a car park to get it out, is this true?
Ghetto
You
style.
had to climb up a dark alleyway or something and then drive through a barrier or something like that?
Ghetto style, we got the car out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Mean streets of Sheffield.
I was panicking because I thought my multi-storey car park was going to close. And it did close at midnight. But I had to walk past some weird looking. I'm assuming they were junkies just because they were out in Watford very late at night to go and get some cash from a cash machine.
Yeah.
And I kind of said to them, "Where's the nearest cash machine?" They told me, and then I remembered I had some money in my pocket because Barry had paid me in cash.
Yeah.
I mean, Barry lent me some money. And so I walked back past them. I said, I remembered I've got some money in my pocket. And as soon as I said that, I thought, oh, Christ.
You're going to get more.
I'm going to get killed. And they said, the first they're going, where are you going? Are you off out? I said, no, I'm going back home. Oh, where do you live? I said, London. And then I said, why? Do you want a lift? My mind wasn't it wasn't working. And they just said, no.
Come on the Pied Piper for you addicts. Come with me.
And they were just looking at me, and I was walking away thinking, I'm actually going to get bummed and murdered. Not necessarily in that order, but I survived. I got to the car. There were some weird girls in a car park, and they were just driving around in a circle. And I said, "Why? You've just driven past me. Why did you do that?" And they said, "Oh, we thought you'd find it funny."
Doing mainies off Angry Boys.
I'm enjoying Angry Boys now. I wasn't so keen on the first one. Missed the second one, but the third one had me laughing out loud.
The second one's really funny.
Is it good? I'll watch it online. The third one had me laughing out loud. I thought, the guy gets shot in the nuts.
Yeah.
But his penis was swinging to the side, so it missed that. It's just beautiful little touches on it. The fourth one I like, but I thought that whole gay style thing. I thought, okay, I get that joke. Well, we can move on a little bit here. Really, you've done that. Yeah, a little bit, but it's shaping up to be a really good little show.
You scored. It's much funnier than you were Friday night. Anyway,
listen, Rob. That's fair enough. I've been mocking you for becoming bigger than Gatford, so you are allowed a couple of little digs at me. The
photos are online. Anyway, you wanted a film review.
Sorry.
You wanted a film review last time I was on. You said I could do a film review.
Did I say that?
Yeah. He's going to be the show's film critique.
If I said it, then
because he saw X-Men.
Because he saw X-Men. Okay. Well, in that case, Rob, let's have it. Go on.
I'm all set. You ready?
Hmm.
Got some music.
Okay, go on.
I've jazzed it up a bit.
Okay.
There you go. Right. Film fans. As Batman Begins rebooted the Batman franchise, yes, William H. has rebooted the Big Wet Asses series with number 13.
Oh, for goodness sakes, no, we're not indulging in that. Who's on tonight? Mark Crosley at 1?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Mark Crosley's on at 1 o'clock. I thoroughly recommend you stick around and listen to him, for he is good. It's 10 to 1 already. Peter!
Evening, Ian. How are you?
You don't care.
I do.
You don't.
But more to the point, what would you like to talk about right now that you haven't covered in the programme?
Brian Hoare.
Who?
There we go, you see. He was the protester who lived outside the Houses of Parliament.
No. Oh, in the tent?
Yeah, the guy in the tent.
What's he up to?
He died.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
When?
This weekend.
That's very sad.
It is sad. I have lung cancer.
So did Bruce Springsteen's saxophonist.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You see, there's a coincidence.
He was 62.
Really? Brian Hoare was, I think, 57 or something. What was Bruce Springsteen's saxophonist called?
gosh. He was 62 years old. He'd played with Bruce for 40 years.
Okay, you're not answering the question that I asked.
I can't remember his name. Iain.
Yes, and Ryan Dunn has died as well. I've been asked to mention Ryan Dunn, but I've never. Ryan Dunn was in the Jackass.
Oh, yeah.
Jackass.
Yeah.
I was never really a fan of Jackass, but it's sad that he passed. You know, he died in a car crash.
For anyone to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it all happens. It's weird. It's the one thing that's going to happen to all of us.
Well, this is what we were talking about a week ago tonight, about the documentary about Dignitas.
Oh, yeah, of course
Do you
we are.
remember?
Yes.
Did you watch it yet?
No, I'm not going to watch it.
No.
No,
well,
I
it was
don't.
interesting.
I know where my beliefs lie in that, and I think that people should be able to take their lives. I don't need to watch a person die to realise that.
Absolutely. Alan Bezic, I was going to mention, the guy who rang earlier.
Was he quite aggressive then, Bezic?
Bezic, I listened to him in the mid-'80s. Yeah. He was straight to the point. He's still on Manchester radio as a morning DJ. But in his heyday, he was following the Americans.
Right, OK. I've written him down. I'm going to check this guy out. He sounds like...
Beswick.
I'm there. I'm checking him out. Totally. Tomorrow, Wednesday.
A legend in the north of England, up here.
There we go, yes.
You missing Eloise, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I want to talk about the Beatles.
Go on.
Well, let's talk about them.
Go on, then.
There's some early 60s stuff on YouTube in Sweden.
Oh, yeah.
From late 62, them doing Love Me Do and all of this, before they'd even made it in the UK.
Yeah.
Stunning.
They're good, the Beatles. I'm not
you
so
didn't
mad.
like the early stuff, did
I'm
you?
not so mad on the early stuff. As I get older, I can listen to it more.
But you know, it's the pure stuff. It's pure Buddy Holly. It's pure
I like
Eddie
the pure.
Cochran.
I like the pure LSD stuff they did. I kind of prefer it when they started taking drugs and.
What's your favourite album? You went on about this the other night.
It kind
Ultimate.
of flips between Revolver and Abbey Road. I would probably say today it's Abbey Road.
B-side of Abbey Road.
B-side of Abbey Road is just awesome, man.
It rolls, doesn't it?
Totally.
But what about Revolver? It's great.
It's good. Yeah. It's an excellent. It's good. The Beatles are good. You can't. I'm.
Who's your second favourite band, Iain?
Well, whoa! The Beatles aren't my favourite band.
Oh, sorry. Who are your favourites?
The Monkees.
I love the Monkees.
Yeah, my favourite.
Do you like Fade to Grey?
Oh, yeah, Shades of Grey. I wonder if we've got that, because that is an awesome song.
What about Listen to the Band?
Listen to the Band is fantastic. I wonder if we've got Shades of Grey on the system, because I'm going to play
Mike
it.
Nesmith, amazing.
He's good.
Listen to the Band. Wow.
Oh,
Who's your second favourite band, then, after the Monkees?
Beach Boys.
Yeah. What's your favourite track?
Favourite Beach Boys track is God Only Knows.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Third favourite band, Led Zeppelin, yeah?
Oh, Led Zeppelin are rubbish, man. They suck.
Okay, who's your third, then?
The third one is where it kind of gets tricky. It could be lots of people. It could be the Bare Naked Ladies. It could be the Beatles. It could be XTC. I don't know.
XTC, wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Do you like Towers of London?
Yeah, of course I do.
Wow, what a song.
I'm gonna play Shades of Grey by the Monkees.
Yeah. That sounds good.
All right, it does sound excellent. That's why I'm going to play it. All right, Peter, I've got to go and play this song.
See you later,
Ta-ta.
Iain.
Hang on a minute. I said I'm going to play it. Where is it? Here it is. There we go. This is the Monkees, man, and this is awesome. Enjoy.
When the world and I were...
Emma, we're running out of time. Sorry to keep you waiting. What can I do for you?
Oh, my darling, can you just describe to me the way that you look? Because I'm telling you right now, Iain, you, to me, are like the most sexiest thing I've ever heard.
What the hell? This is...
Listen, tell me, like, are you tall?
Yes, I'm very tall, yes.
Are you dark?
I've got dark hair, if that's what you mean.
Are you Iain Lee that used to be on BBC One?
Yes!
Oh, I'm 30. You're about 5 years older than me.
Thank you very much. Let's say 8 years older than you, and you've hit the nail on the head.
That'll be what it is, because I swear you used to be in my magazines when I was a teenager.
What? In your magazines when you were a teenager?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I know who you are now.
Do you still fancy me?
Oh, my God, definitely. And you just kept me waiting for like about half an hour to be able to talk to you.
And to make things even worse, I'm going to cut you off now. I'm out of time. There we go. Macca, good work, mate. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Mark Cross is up next. We're back tomorrow at 11. Ta-ta.